everybody. Good evening. I'm Dick Wheeler. I'm the artistic director and director of this show. So good to see you all tonight. We're here for Shakespeare's As You Like It. So if you came for Hamlet, it's not the right thing. But in case of an emergency, there's an exit where you came in. There's also an exit behind. If you have any kind of device that might make noise during the show, now is a great time to silence it. And for any parents, family in the audience, we will be videotaping the show, which will be available. Tonight's show is being videotaped. Thank you, Aaron. And there's also a lot of photos from opening night, which I'll share with the cast members and families. So there will be a 10-minute-ish intermission. And what else do I need to tell you? The first half is about 65 minutes. The second half is about 50 minutes. And now, Shakespeare's As You Like It.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will but poor 1,000 crowns, and, as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. He keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, stays me here at home, unkept, forgoing that keeping for a gentleman of my birth that differs not from the stalling of an ox. His horses are bred better. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. Oh! And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder is my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now then, what make you here, sir?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well, here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. I have as much of my father in me as you.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I'm no villain. I'm the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villainess as such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till the other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient. For your brother's remembrance, be of accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not, till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You trained me like a peasant. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg when that is spent. Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog!
Is old dog my reward? God be with my old master, for even not he spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness, and ye give no 1,000 crowns neither. Ha! Dennis!
Cause your worship?
What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is, the old duchess is banished by her younger brother, the new duke.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the duchess's daughter, be banished with her mother?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, that she would have followed her exile or have died to stay behind her.
Where will the old Duchess live?
They say she is already in the forest of Arden, and many merry men with her. They say many young people flock to her every day, and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden World.
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here, at the door, and importunes access to you.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What, you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Mary, do I, sir? I've come to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath a disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit. He that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would loathe to foil him, which I must do if you do come in. And so, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, hopes that you may stay him from his intendment.
Oh, good Charles, I thank thee for thy love, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose here, and of a labor to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, he is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, his secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger, and thou wert best look to it, for if thou dost him any slight disgrace, he will practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till I obtain thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and so villainous as stay living.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I shall give him his payment. And so God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my heart, and I know not why, hates nothing more than he. He's gentle, never schooled and yet learned, of all sorts enchantingly beloved in the hearts of the world, and indeed so much of my own people that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. All that remains is that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished mother, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein, I see thou lovest me, not with the full weight that I love thee. If thy mother, thy banished mother, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst still been with me, I could have taught my love to take thy mother for mine.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he took from your mother perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor, I will. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz, and devise sports. Let me see. What think of you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal, but love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport, neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again. How now, wit, whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor, but I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight who swore by his honor they were good pancakes, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it the pancakes were not, and the mustard was good, and yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
I marry, unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that that is not, then you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he did, he had sworn it all away before ever he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
I prithee, who is that thou meanest?
One that your mother loves.
My mother's love is enough to honor him. Enough! Speak no more of him.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou sayest true. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
With his mouth full of news.
Bonjour, good Monsieur Lebeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color? Madam, how shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Well said, that was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
Yet, tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and, if it please your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do. And here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I could match this beginning with an old tale.
The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles, in a moment, threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there was little hope of life in him. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd.
Alas!
But what is the sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. It is the first time that ever I heard breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longs to see this broken music in his sides? Is there yet another who dotes upon wrestling? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must, if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder, sure, they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Get her up here!
And now, wrestling fans, today's guest of honor, our supreme leader, loved by most, feared by all, Duke Frederick!
Everybody's got price. Everybody's gonna pay. There's a $1 million man. Always, it's his way.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
And now, the Duke's wrestler, the strongest man in the world, the great, the deadly, the feared, Charles the In the other corner, the latest and soon-to-be late challenger, young Orlando Du Bois.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young yet
crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There are such odds in the man.
In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, please. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur LeBeau.
Do so. I'll not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's sake. We pray you for your own sake to give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation will therefore not be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny such fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be killed, there is but one death that was willing to be so. I will do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I wouldn't were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Fare thee well. Pray haven't I be deceived in you?
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come, come! Where is this young gallant who desires to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will pass in into more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No. I warrant your grace. You should not entreat into a second.
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. But come your wings!
Oh, Hercules, be thy speed, young man!
I would I were invisible to grab the strong fellow by the leg.
Oh, the bell rang.
Your Grace, I'm not yet will breathe.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away.
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege. the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
I would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. I would thou hadst told me of another father, but fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth.
Were I my father, cuz would I do this?
I'd rather be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My mother loved Sir Roland as her soul, and all the world was of my mother's mind.
Let us go thank and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well deserved, if you do keep your promises in love, but justly as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits with fortune that gives more by her hand-lax means. Shall we go, cuz?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say, I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and that which here stands is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back! My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you! Fare thee well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Yet, such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you have done.
I thank you, sir. And pray, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that was here at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners. Yet indeed, the smaller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished duchess. But I can tell you that of late, this Duke hath ta'en displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues, and pity her for her good mother's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound into you. Fare you well. Thus must I, from the smoke into the smother, from a tyrant duke unto a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind!
Oh, what you do to me? Oh, what you do
Why, cousin? Why, Rosalind? Cupid have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Come, throw some of them at me. Lame me with reasons.
Then there were two cousins laid up, when one shall be lamed with reasons, and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your mother?
No, some of it is for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world!
Is it possible, on such a sudden, that you should fall into so strong a liking with Sir Roland's youngest son?
My mother loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
No, Faith, hate him not, for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that, and let you love him because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me of the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihoods depends.
Thou art thy mother's daughter, there's enough.
So was I when your highness took her dukedom. So was I when your highness banished her. Treason is not inherited, my lord, but if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My mother was no traitor!
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Ay, Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else had she with her mother ranged alone.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor wife, then so am I. We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, ate together.
She is too subtle for thee, and her smoothness, her very silence and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool, she robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my due, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time upon mine honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause!
Thou hast not, cousin. I prithee, be merry. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not!
No, hath not. Rosalind then lacks the love that teaches thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we shall fly, whither to go and what to bear with us. Say what thou canst. I'll go with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my aunt in the forest of Arden.
Alas! What danger will be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, with a kind of umber smirch my face, the like to you. So shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not that I am more than common tall, did it all suit me all points, like a man.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Eliana.
But, cousin, what if we essayed to steal a clownish fool out of your father's court? Wouldn't he be a comfort to our travail?
He'll go o'er the wide world with me, leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together, and devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will follow after my flight. Now let us go in content to liberty and not to banishment.
That no man saw them. It cannot be. Some villains of my court are of consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, the attendants of her chamber saw her a bed, and in the morning early, they found the bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lord, the boyish clown is also missing. Hesperia, the princess gentlewoman, confesses she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles. And she believes wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send to his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring him to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly. Let not search and inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
Who's there?
master. Oh, my sweet master. Oh, your memory. Old Sir Roland. What made you here? Your praises come too swiftly home before you. Oh, what a world is this, when what is comely is venison that bears it.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors, within this roof. The enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it. Do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Or with base and boisterous sword and force a thievish living on the common road? This I must do, or know not what to do.
But do not so. Stashed away, I had 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse, when service should in my old limbs lie lame. And all of that I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man! How well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweat for duty, not for need. But come thy ways. We'll go along together. And ere we'll have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled loyal content.
Go on, master, and I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 years till now, almost 80, here lived I, but now live here no more. Though fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well, and not my master's debtor.
And I'm going to the country.
Alright, so I may have spent a few thousand over budget, but I think this was worth it. Ah, thank you.
This spot is lovely, Duchess. Thank you.
Three. Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam, the season's difference, as the icy fang, the churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are the counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, there is yet a precious jewel in his head. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, find tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it.
Here.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go and kill us venison? And yet, it irks me, the poor dappled fools should, in their own confines, with forked heads, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord. The melancholy Jaques grieves at that. And, in that kind, swears that you do usurp more than doth your brother that hath banished you. Oh, today, my lord of Amiens and myself did steal along behind him as it lay upon under an oak, whose antiquity peeps out along the brook that rolls along this wood.
To the which place A poor, sequestered stag that from the hunter's aid had taken a hurt, did come to languish.
But what said Jinquis? Did he not moralize the spectacle?
Oh yes, into 1,000 similes. First, for his weeping into the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makes a testament as worldlings do, giving a sum of more to that which had too much.
Then, being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friend, 'tis right, quoth he, thus misery doth part the flux of company.
Thus, most invectively, he pierceth through the body of the country, city, court, yea, and this our life, swearing that we are mere tyrants, usurpers, and, what's worse, to fright the animals and kill them up in their assigned and native dwelling place.
Did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Come, show me to him. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he is full of matter.
I shall bring you to him straight. Oh, and you must. Grace, please.
An extra pair of hands. Excuse me, could you hold this, please? Thank you. Quick, we mustn't lose him. Wait up.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits.
I cannot for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman. Courage, good Aliena.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I had rather bear with you than bear you.
So this is the forest of Arden.
Aye. Now am I in Arden. The more fool I!
Look you! Who comes here? A young man in an old and solemn talk.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess, for I have loved ere now.
No, Corin, being old thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever sat upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst then never love so heartily. If thou rememberedst not the slightest folly that ever love did make thee run into, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearing thy ear and thy mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broken from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, by hard adventure I have found mine own.
And I mine. We that are true lovers run into strange capers. But as all is mortal in nature, so is all nature in love mortal in folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art ware of.
Nay, I'll ne'er be ware of mine own wit till I break my shins against it.
I pray you, one of you question yon man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Holla, you clown!
Peace, fool! He's not thy kinsman!
Who called?
Your betters, sir!
Peace, I say!
Else are they very wretched.
Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir. And to you all.
I prithee, if that lover gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us to where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here is a young maid, with travel much oppressed, and thanks for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, and wish, for her sake more than for mine own, that my fortunes were more able to relieve her. My master is of churlish disposition. Besides, his flock, his coat, and bounds of feed are now on sale. But what is, come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
I prithee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the pasture cottage and the flock, and thou shalt have to purchase it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Go with me, and if you like upon report the soil, the profit, and this kind of life, I will, your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
Dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here lie I down and measure out my grave. Farewell, kind master.
No, why? How now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? For my sake, be comfortable. Hold death a while at the arm's end. I will be here with thee presently. And if I bring thee not something to eat, I will give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Come. I will bear thee to some shelter. And thou wilt not die for lack of a dinner, if there live anything in this desert. Cheerly, good Adam.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat.
Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
More, prithee, more. It will make you melancholy, Monsieur Jacques.
I think it. More, prithee, more. I could suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, prithee, more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire to please me. I do desire to sing. Another stanza. Call you stanzas?
What you will, Monsieur Jacques.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you not sing?
Well, I'll end the song. Sirs, come the while. The Duchess is set to drink under this tree. She hath been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid her. She is too disputable for my company. Come, Warble, come.
Who doth ambition shun, and loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats, and pleased with what he gets.
Here shall we see no enemy, but winter and rough weather. I'll give you a note to this verse that I wrote yesterday, in this spite confession.
And I'll sing it.
Thus it goes.
If it do come to pass that anyone turn us, leaving her wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please.
Here shall she see, gross fools is she, and she will come to me. Do dame, do dame, do dame.
What's that? Do dame?
'Tis a Greek invocation to draw fools into a circle.
How now, monsieur? What a light is this, if your poor friends must woo your company? What, you look merrily.
A fool. I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool. A miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good set terms, and yet a fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not a fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke, and looking at it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, "It is 10 o'clock. And there we see," quoth he, "how the world wags. An hour ago, 'twas 9, in an hour more, 'twill be 11, and so from hour to hour we ripe, and from hour to hour we rot and rot. And thereby hangs a tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus more on the time, my lungs did crow like chanticleer, that fools could be so deep contemplative. I did laugh sans intermission, and an hour by his dial. O noble fool, O worthy fool, motley's the only wear."
What fool is this?
"O worthy fool, oh that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat."
Thou shalt have one.
"It is my only suit, provided that you weed your better judgments, that opinion grows rank in them, that I am wise. I must have my liberty, as large a charter as the wind to blow on whom I please, as fools do. Give me leave to speak my mind, and I will through and through cleanse the foul body of this infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine."
Fie on thee, I can tell what thou wouldst do.
"What, for a counter? Would I do but good?"
Most mischievous foul sin in chiding sin, for thou thyself hast been a liberty.
Oh,
Who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, you've eaten none yet!
Nor shall not to necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cup come of?
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that incivility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath ta'en from me the show of smooth civility. Yet I am inland bred, and know some nurture. But forbear, I say, he dies that touches any of this fruit, till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost died for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Thank you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. I pledge to hide my sword.
And therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then, but forbear your food a little while, whilst, like a doe, I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old, poor man, who after me hath many a weary step lived in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with two weak evils, age and hunger. I'm not such a bit.
Go, find him out. We will nothing waste till you return.
I thank ye, and be blessed for your good comforts.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. The first is the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. And then the whining schoolboy, with satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. And then a soldier, full of strange oaths, and bearded like a pard, jealous in honor, and sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with fair round belly and good capon lined, eyes severe, and beard a formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. In the 6th age slips into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch at side, his youthful hose well saved The world too wide for his shrunk shank. His big manly voice turning again towards childish treble, with pipes and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all, which ends this strange and eventful history, a second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans taste, sans everything.
Oh, welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed.
Thank you most for him.
So you've had a need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome, fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Come, give us some music, good cousins, and sing.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey ho, the good green holly, most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Hey ho, the good green holly, this life is most jolly. Freeze, freeze, all winter sky, that dost not bite so nigh, that dost not bite so nigh, its benefit forgot. Though how the waters warp, thy sting is not so sharp, thy sting is not so sharp, as friend remember not. Hey ho, the good green holly, most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Hey ho, the good green holly,
this life is most jolly.
If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duchess that loved your father. The rest of your fortune, go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, thou art right as welcome as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand, and let me all your fortune understand.
Hang there, my verse, and witness of my love. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their parts my thoughts I will character. So that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, the unexpressive she.
I wanna say I do, yeah, I do.
And how like you this shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect it is not in court. It is tedious. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more, but that I know the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. That he that is without money, means, and content, is without three good friends. That the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn. That good pasture makes fat sheep, and that a great cause of the night is like with the sun.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Was never in court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Well, then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Truly thou art damned. Like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court, your reason?
Why, if thou never wast at court, then thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a perilous state, shepherd.
Not a whit, Touchstone. Those that have good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at the court. You told me you salute not at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be uncleanly of courtiers or shepherds.
Instance, briefly, come, instance.
Why, we are still handling our ewes, and their fells, you know, are greasy.
Do not your courtiers' hands sweat? And is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shallow, shallow, a better instance, I say. Come!
You have too courtly a wit for me. I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest down? God help thee, shallow man.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good, content with my harm, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you, to bring the ewes and the rams together, and to offer to get your living from the copulation of cattle. Ugh! If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together. Dinners, suppers, and sleeping hours accepted.
Out, fool.
For a taste, if a heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. If the cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. He that sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick in Rosalind.
Ah, fool, I found on a tree! Truly, the trees yield bad fruit. Stand aside, here comes my sister reading.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled. No. Tongues will hang on every tree that shall civil saying show. Some of violated vows twixt the souls of friend and friend, but upon the fairest bows, or at every sentence end, will I Rosalinda. Right. Teaching all that read to know, the quintessence of every sprite, heaven would in little show. Therefore, heaven nature charged that one body should be filled with all the graces wide and large. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her heart. Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part, sad Lucretia's modesty. Thus, Rosalind, of many parts, by heavenly Cinna was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Almost gentle pulpiter! What tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people!
How now? Back, friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us depart honorably, though not with bag and baggage, yet with scrip and scrippage.
Didst thou hear these verses?
Oh yes, I heard them all, and more too, for some of them in them had more feet than the verses would bear.
Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And the chain that you once wore about his neck. Change you color.
I prithee who?
Is it possible?
I prithee, with the most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that, out of all hooping.
Good my complexion! Dost thou think, though I am dressed like a man, I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, so I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly?
Is he of God's making? What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Why, God will send more. Let me say the growth of his beard, if thou not delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando. They tripped up the wrestler's heels, and your heart, both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true maid.
If faith, 'cause 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou saw'st him? What said he? How looked he? Where went he? What makes him here? Did he ask for me? Where remains he? How parted he with thee? And when shall thou see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantua's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size.
But doth he know that I am in this forest and in men's apparel? Looks as freshly as he did the day he wrestled.
I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It may be well called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
Proceed.
There he lay, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Though it be a pity to see such a sight as it well becomes the ground.
Cry holla to thy tongue! There he lay, stretched along, furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart!
Soft, comes he not here?
'Tis he! Slip by and note him!
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had leave than myself alone.
And so had I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you, mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me, and we two will rail against our mistress, the world, and all our misery?
I will chide no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
Your worst fault was to fall in love.
'Tis a fault I would not change for your best virtue. I'm weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in and you shall see him.
And there also see my own figure,
which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, Senor Love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Manigault.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you. What is it, o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place? Your accent is something finer than you can purchase so removed a dwelling.
I have been told so, of many. But, indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was, in his youth, an young man, one who knew the courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and thank God I am not a woman, to be touched with so many giddy offenses, as he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
Can you recount any of the principal evils he laid to the charge of women?
They were not principal. They were all like one another as halfpence are, each fault seeming monstrous till his fellow fault came to match it.
I pray thee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man haunts the forest and abuses our young plants in carving rosin on their barks. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaped. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are no prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. But I pardon you for that, for you're simply having a beard is a younger brother's revenue. And your hose should be ungartered, your bonnet unbuttoned, your shoe untied, your sleeve unbuttoned, and everything about you where you're prepared for desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather point device in your accoutrements, in loving yourself, and seemingly the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I could make you believe I love.
Me believe it? You may as soon as make her that you love believe it. Though she is apter to do so, then confess that she does. But in good sooth, are you who hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am he. That unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, in this manner. He was to imagine me, his love, his mistress. And I set him every day to my coat to woo me, at which time I, being but a moonish youth, would grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, would now like him, now loathe him, then forswear him, then entertain him, then weep for him, and then spit at him, that I drained his suitor of love to a living humor of madness. And thus, I cured him, and I will take it upon me to wash your liver as a clean, sound sheep's heart, and there won't be one single spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you if you would but call me Rosalind and come every day to my coat and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will.
Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Come, sister, will you go?
Audrey. I will fetch thy goats, Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? That thy simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord us! What features?
Why, I am here with thee and thy goats. As the most capricious poet, honest Ovid was among the gods. The gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do, truly. For thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou didst feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey, a sauce, sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I'm not fair. Therefore, I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly. And to cast away honesty upon a foul slut, or to be to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut! Though I thank the gods I'm foul!
Well, praised be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be that as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who hath promised to meet me in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this union.
Will the gods give us joy!
Amen. Man may, if he were of a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt. For here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but the horned beasts. But what though? Courage! As horns are odious, they are necessary. As a walled town is more worthier than a village, so is the forehead of a married man more honorable than the bare brow of a bachelor. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martext, you are well met. Shall you dispatch us here, under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none to give the woman?
I will not take her a gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed. I'll give her.
Good even, good master, what's ye called? How do you, sir? I'm very glad to see you. Even a toy in hand here. Nay, pray, sir, be covered.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, sir, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. If his pigeons bill, so wedlock will be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married here, under a bush, like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest tell you what marriage is.
I am not of the mind that I were better to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well, and not being well married, it would be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Come thou with me and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we must live in bawdry. Farewell, good Master Oliver. Not, oh, sweet Oliver, oh, brave Oliver. Leave me not behind thee, but wind away. Begone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
But wind away. Begone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee. 'Tis no matter. Ne'er a fantastical knave of them all shall flout me out of my calling.
Take me to church, I I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen it night.
Never talk to me! I will weep!
Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good a cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
Why does he swear he comes this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly, there is no truth in him.
No truth in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. He attends here in the forest on the Duchess, your mother.
I met the Duchess yesterday and had much question with her. She asked me of what parentage I was. I said as good as she. She laughed and let me go, but why must we talk of mothers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He speaks brave words. He writes brave verses, makes brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Quite traverse the heart of his lover. Look who comes here.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me, do not. Say that you love me not, and say not so in bitterness. The common executioner falls not the axe upon the humble neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure, and very probable, that eyes that are the frailest and softest things should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers! Now, I do frown at thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to say mine eyes are murderers! Now, show the wounds my eye hath made in thee, scratch thee but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it. But now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor I'm sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Sweet Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me. And when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, pity me not, as till that time I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than in the ordinary of nature's sales work. It's my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her? And out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But, mistress, know yourself. Down on your knees, and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love. Because I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can. You are not for all markets. Try the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee. Shepherd, fare thee well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. As fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Shepherd, fly her hard. Come, sister, to our flock. Look on him better, shepherdess.
Dead shepherd, now I find thy saw of might, over love that loved not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe,
Huh? What sayest thou, Sylvius?
sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for thee, gentle Sylvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love your sorrow and my grief, we're both exterminate.
Thou hast my love. Is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Why, that were covetousness, Sylvius.
How?
The time was that I hated thee, and yet it's not that I bear thee love, but since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which erst was irksome to me, I will endure, and I'll employ thee too. Oh, but do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, Then I shall think it a most plenteous crop, to glean the broken ears after the man that the main harvest reaps. Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest now the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I've met him oft.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure, he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did yield it up. He's not very tall, but for his years he's tall. His leg is but so-so, and yet 'tis well. There be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I had, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not, and yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? I'll write him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I'll be bitter with him in passing short. Go with me, Sylvius.
I'm begging you to love him now, baby.
My pretty youth, better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy fellow.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in the extremity of either are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then, 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the lover's, which is all of these. No, it is a melancholy of mine own, the sundry contemplation of all my travels.
A traveler? By my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your own lands to see other men's. Then to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
This I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I would rather a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad, and to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay, God be with you when you speak in blank verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Traveler. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and you serve me such another trick. Come no more in my sight.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love?
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, never come in my sight more. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
I of a snail, for though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Why, horns.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of better leer than you.
Come, woo me, for now I'm in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now if I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you'd better speak first before taken for lack of matter you might take occasion to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty and there creates a new matter. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well, in her person, I say, I will not have you.
Then in my own person I die.
No, they die by attorney. Men have died from time to time and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I could not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand, it would not kill a fly. But come, now I shall be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. Ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Aye, faith will I, Fridays, Saturdays, and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you will be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What do you say, sister?
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
No, you must say I take thee Rosalind for wife.
I take thee Rosalind for wife.
Nay, I might ask you for your license, but I do take thee Orlando for my husband. There's a girl that goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought that runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They're winged.
Now how long will you have her until after you've possessed her?
Forever and a day.
No, Orlando. Say a day without the ever. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will weep for nothing when thou art disposed to be married. I will laugh like a hyena when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Or else she would not have the wit to do this. The wiser, the waywarder.
A man that had a wife with such a wit might say, wit, whither wilt?
You might keep that check till you met your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
And what wit could wit have to excuse that?
I married to say she came to seek you there.
For these 2 hours, Rosalind, I must leave thee.
Alack, I cannot bear these 2 hours!
I must attend the Duchess at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Nay, go your ways, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
Nay, by my troth, if you break one jot of your promise or come 1 minute behind your hour, I would consider you the most pathetical break promise, the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind. Now beware my censure and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love prate. We must have your doublet and hose plucked over your head and show the world what the bird hath done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my sweet, pretty little cuz. Dost thou not know how deep fathom in love I am with Orlando? I cannot go out of sight of him. I shall find a shadow and sleep until he come.
And I'll sleep.
What a woman!
How say you now,
hath ta'en his bow and arrows and gone forth to sleep. Look who comes here!
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but 'tis a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, well. This must be a letter of your own device.
No, I protest, I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
Come, you are a fool and turned it into the extremity of love. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention and his head.
Sure it is hers.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and cruel style. A style for challengers. Wilt thou hear the letter?
So please you, for I've never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She, Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned? That a maiden's heart hath burnt. Can a woman rail thus?
Call you thus railing?
Why, thy God hath laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart. Did you ever hear such railing? Of the scorn of your bright eyne, have the power to raise such love in mine, alack in me what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the fateful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding? Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument and play false strains upon thee? Not to be endured. Say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee, and if she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat her. If you be a true lover, hence, not a word, for here comes more company.
Oh. Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote, fenced about with olive trees.
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, but at this hour the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to the youth he calls his Rosalind, he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am! What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you will know of me what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he made a promise to return again within an hour, and pacing through the forest, lo, what befell, he threw his eye aside, and mark what object did present itself. A wretched, ragged man, o'ergrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. About his neck a green gilded snake had wreathed itself. Seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glides did slip away into a bush. Under which bushes shade a lioness, with udders all drawn dry, lay couching, head on ground with cat-like watch when the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to pray nothing that don't seem as dead. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard of him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
But to Orlando, did he leave him there? Food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice he turned his back and purposed so, But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which hurtling from miserable slumber, I awoke.
Are you his brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Wast you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, as my conversion so sweetly tastes being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin!
By and by, in brief, he led me to the gentle Duchess, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me into my brother's love. Instantly he led me unto his cave, there stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all the while had bled. He fainted and cried, fainting for his Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him and bound up his wound. He sent me hither, stranger as I am, tell this story that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin dyed in his blood unto the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
How now, Ganymede? Sweet Ganymede!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There's more in it. Cousin Ganymede!
He recovers.
I would I were at home.
We'll lead you thither. Good sir, take him by the arm.
Oh, be of good cheer, youth. You a man, you lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. But sirrah, a body like this would think to be well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This was not counterfeit.
Counterfeit! I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
By faith, I should have been a woman by right.
Come! You look paler and paler. I pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer how you excuse my brother, Rosalind.
I will devise something, but I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
We shall find it time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith! The priest was good enough for all the old gentlemen's saying.
A most wicked Sir Oliver, Audrey, a most vile Martext. But, Audrey, there is a youth here in the forest lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here comes the man you mean.
It is meat and drink for me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting, we cannot hold.
Good even, Audrey.
God ye good even, William.
And good even to you, sir.
Good even, gentle friend. Cover thy head, cover thy head. Nay, prithee, be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
A ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
Fair name. Wast born in the forest here?
Aye, sir, I thank God.
Thank God. A good answer. Art rich?
Faith, sir. So.
So is good. Very excellent good. And yet it is not. It is but so. Art wise?
Aye, sir, I do have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do now remember a saying, though. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. You do love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand. Are you learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for it is a figure in rhetoric that drink, being poured out of a cup and into a glass by filling the one, doth empty the other. For all your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Now you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you, clown, abandon, which is in the vulgar leave, the society, which in the boorish is company, of this female, which in the common is woman, which together is abandon the society of this female. Or, clown, thou perishest. Or, to thy better understanding, thou diest. Or, to wit, I kill thee, make thee away, translate thy life into death, thy liberty into bondage. I will kill thee in 150 ways. Therefore, tremble and depart.
Do! Good William!
May God rest you merry, sir.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come, away, away.
Trick, Audrey, trick, Audrey.
I attend.
It's possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her, and seem that you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant, and will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my son wooing, nor her son consenting. But say with me, I love Eliana. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other.
You have my consent. Your wedding will be tomorrow. Go you and prepare Eliana. For look, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
'Tis my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of the lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother not tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, 'tis true. No sooner did your brother and my sister, no sooner met but looked. No sooner looked but loved. No sooner loved but sighed. No sooner sighed but asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason but sought the remedy. And together in these degrees they will make a pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They are in the very wrath of love. Clubs cannot part them.
And their wedding will be tomorrow, and I will bid the Duchess to the nuptial. But, oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes.
Why then, tomorrow, I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind.
I can live no longer by thinking.
I shall weary you no longer with idle talking. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3 years old, conversed with a magician, who, most profound in his art, knows his ways. If you do love Rosalind as so well as your gesture cries out, when your brother marries Eliana, shall you marry her?
Speakst thou in sober meanings?
By my life I do. Therefore, put you in your best array, bid your friends, for tomorrow you will be married, and to Rosalind you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done much ungentleness to show the letter that I read to you.
I pray you, it is my study to seem deceitful and ungentle to you. You are followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him. Love him. He worships you.
Good shepherd, tell us youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all observance. And so am I for Phoebe.
And
so am I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Who do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Pray you, no more of this. I would help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, all together meet. I would marry you. I will marry you if I ever marry woman. And I will be married tomorrow. Yes! I would satisfy you if I ever satisfied men. And you will be married tomorrow. Yes! I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you will be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, oh, meet. I have left you commands. Fare thee well.
I will not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we are to be married.
And I do desire with all of my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here comes some of the Baron's Duchess's people.
Well met, honest gentlemen.
By my troth, well met. Come, sit. And a song.
It was a lover and his lass with a hey and a ho and a hey, nonny no and a hey, nonny nonny no. That o'er the green cornfield did pass in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring. Between the acres of the rye with a hey and a ho and a hey, nonny no and a hey, nonny nonny no. These pretty country folks would lie in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey ding-a-ding-a-ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, though there was no great matter in the ditty, yet the note was very untunable.
Your see, sir, we kept our time. We lost not our time.
By my troth, yes, I counted but time lost to hear such a foolish song. God be with you, and God mend your voices. Come, Audrey.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all this that he hath promised?
Sometimes I do believe, sometimes I do not.
Patience once more, whilst our compact is urged. You said that if I bring your Rosalind, you will bestow her upon Orlando here.
That would I have my kingdoms to give with her.
And you say you will have her if I bring her?
That would I, where I have all kingdoms king.
And you say you will marry me if you be willing.
Therefore will I, should I die the hour after.
But if you refuse, you'll take this faithful shepherd?
So is the bargain.
And you, faithful shepherd, you will have her if she be willing?
Though to have her and death were both one thing.
From hence I go to make all of these doubts even.
I do sense in this shepherd voice and lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, the first time that I ever saw him, we thought he was a brother to your daughter.
There is another flood tore, and the couples come to the ark. And here comes a pair of very strange beasts, who in all tongues are called fools.
Salutation and greeting to you all.
Good my lady, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I had so often met in the forest. He's a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trod a measure, flattered a lady, been politic with my friend, smooth with mine enemy. I have undone 3 tailors, had 4 quarrels, and I'd like to have fought 1.
How is that, Tana?
Faith, sir, we met and found it was upon the 7th cause.
The 7th cause? Good, my lady, like this fellow.
I like him very much.
God help you, madam. I desire you of the same. I'm present here amongst the rest of the country copulatives to swear and forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks, a poor virgin, madam, an ill-favored thing, but mine own. A poor humor of mine, madam, to take that no man else will.
The 7th cause. How do you find the quarrel on the 7th cause?
Upon a lie 7 times removed. Oh, bear your body more seeming, Audrey. As thus, sir, I did dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word if I said it was not well cut. He was in the mind it was. This is called the retort courteous. If again I sent him word it was not cut well, he would send me word he cut it to please himself. This is called the quit modest. If again it was not well cut, he disabled my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, I spake not true. This is called the reproof valiant. If again it was not well cut, he would say, I lied. This is called the countercheck quarrelsome. And so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how often do you find his beard was not well cut?
I durst go no further than the lie circumstantial, nor he durst not give me the lie direct. And so we measured swords and parted.
Can you list now the order of the degrees of the lie?
Faith, sir, we quarrel in print, by the book as you have books for good manners. I will name you the degrees. The first, the retort courteous, the second, the quit modest, the third, the reply churlish, the fourth, the reproof valiant, the fifth, the countercheck quarrelsome, the sixth, the lie with a circumstance, and the seventh, the lie direct. All these you may avoid, but the lie direct, and you may avoid that too, with an if, as if you said so, then I said so, and they shook hands and swore brothers. Your if is the only peacemaker, much virtue in if.
Isn't this a rare fellow, my lady? He's a good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If truth be in sight, you are my daughter.
Truth be in sight, you are my Rosalind!
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu.
I'll have no mother if you be not she. I'll have no husband if you be not he. I'll nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
You and you no cross shall part. You and you are hearts and hearts. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together as the winter to foul weather. Whiles a wedlock hymn we sing, feed yourselves with questioning, that reason wonder may diminish, how thus we met and these things finish.